Ladies, gentlemen, and those of you who live outside such binary confines, may I please welcome you to the fabulous launch of RKP's exhibition here at the Art House. Welcome one and all! To start with, a poem. And I hope you like poetry, because there's going to be a bit of it. From a blank canvas, colour descends. Volcanic and triumph, it melts the monotony before it into ultra-technicolor, vivid motion. Liquid life rolling in unimaginable, multi-vibrant sensation. The communication between fantasy and normality, between binary boredom and a scowl of unfathomable light dribbling from a crack in reality. Toxic sweet alchemy in shades of supernatural, as if nature has decided that imagination is the new king, queen, renegade leader radiating. It seeps from the dimension of deeper hues. And as pens and tongues discuss the best way we show shades of self, warm drips, dreams, desire of nature, deeper, with brilliant technicolor revelation realized from the artist's touch. So, I'm not sure if all of you are aware of RKP, our wonderful house artist today, but this is the launch of RKP's biggest exhibition yet, is it? Yeah.
First.
That means it's the biggest. As you look around, you'll see pieces of art all over the room. These are the wonderful drip paintings of RKP, obviously, and these paintings discuss the communication between colours, the communication between the set forms of traditional art and something a bit more renegade, a bit more rampantly free. It discusses how paint has traditionally been used and the sort of alchemy, original paint making, which can breathe new light into tired forms. It can breathe something different. If you're lucky enough to live around Winchester or ever have visited Winchester, perhaps you have seen a gallery upon itself, upon the very streets of Winchester, as from the cracks of tiles you see light descending. That is RKP. That is the communication between the fantastical and the monotonous, the communication between colour and life. So yeah, please look around as I welcome another poet who's going to be performing a set of poetry he wrote upon RKP's work. So please welcome to the steps, Mr. Robb Green.
Cheers, Ripper. Yeah, I wrote these, they were all inspired by various pieces, and they share the same names as the piece that they were inspired by. So, first one is called You Have Paint on You. Acrylic lips adorn your neck. Multicolored shrapnel permeates where bodies connect. I might be the painter, but I am your canvas. And every time we touch, we both get a little messier. Each colour is deliberate, every finger so elaborate the world can see your intentions. I'm safe to lick, so run your tongue, not your mouth. This is Can You Feel the Fear, So Close, So Near. I never thought the 2 AM purple phantom would enter my dreams, leaving spines, thorns and desecration in his wake. He was built from ill-conceived ideologies of how our woodland path could continue forever, as long as we drank words blended into a lover's smoothie, a health fanatic's wet dream. Freedom path rivers opened my mind from onset oppression. Rose-thorn arrowheads left shards of optimism in my lungs, and photosynthesis did the rest. Please don't touch my heart, you might just break the art. And then this last one is rhubarb custard lava bombs, and it's from there was some yellow and red paint drippings down the pavement, so I kind of named that one myself. But my favourite sweets were the rhubarb custard lava bombs we found waltzing down the pavement at 1/4 moonrise. The scent was a waxwork sculpture of the Mona Lisa being slowly deep fried from the inside out. Our tears became swimming pools, salt locked in place as our tongues took a holiday to be back bacon on Benidorm's beaches. Let's go back to that odd sweet shop, my wallflower childhood muttered in agreement. It's on the corner where London and Edinburgh meet.
There we are. Please put your hands together for the fabulous poetry of Mr. Robb Green. Yeah! Rob discovered RKP, our artist. It smells very weird to use your full name. You know?
That's right.
It's 3 times as many letters as I'm used to.
I know.
Discovered RKP. Hello. Because they are the house artist for Poetry Platform and for Fapper Friends in the Attic, and frankly, anywhere you can turn your talents to, you do very wonderfully, and it's fantastic. As Rob said, that all of those, well, the first 2 of those were based on the titles of pieces of art, and we have titles like "Suck Back Cool Fires on Tugs," "Resting the Resting in the Crooks of Shoulders," or "Lifelines in Pockets, I Have Rainbows for Eyes." RKP's work always has a poetic title for you to make your own interpretation from. Each drip is wonderfully thought out. Each colour is positioned on top of the other to try and bring the vibrancy of the last. A heat gun is the only tool that RKP uses as they drip down their art, sometimes up and down. Mostly up and down, is it? Every single one up and down?
Yeah.
Mostly. Good. Yeah, cool, 100% mostly. And as islands and cracks appear in the art, is adding dimensions which maybe classical art hasn't got, or maybe just makes you feel that vibrancy more. As I said earlier, RKP is an alchemist of paint, mixing together watercolours and acrylics and forming their own colours and hues to create something which shines and radiates in its own way. There are several marvellous, I mean, it's from the front window all the way back to the postcards at the back. RKP has got their artwork posted all over this place, and perhaps one of the most captivating is of Mary at the top of the stairs. So if you want to, RKP, would you like to come and describe your process and your art a little bit more?
I'm RKP. My paintings are non-traditional impressionist abstract paintings, sort of messing around with what it is to paint and the ideas of fluid art, which seems to be a new sort of art that's come onto like territory recently. But I've been doing this since I've been painting about the last 5-6 years now, and sort of just like polishing up, trying to understand the paints a little bit more. So I use acrylics, I use watercolours, I use emulsions, I use posters. I break them down with bleach and then I build them up again with PVA and wallpaper paste and borax and any kind of sort of like binding chemical that you can find, I have in my studio. About 3 years ago, the Link Gallery of Winchester found me, approached me and asked me if I could collaborate with another artist and make something that basically talked and challenged the biblical biblical story of the Annunciation, which is when the angel Gabriel came down and said, right, Mary, you're going to be carrying Jesus, and you're going to carry him, you're going to look after him, and you're going to bury him. And it was all about trying to understand like the female or women's strength or human strength in taking on that kind of, I don't know, it's not even a power, it's either a choice or a non-consensual choice, but it's a very powerful choice. It's really heavy, and if you believe the story, that actually happened to a 14-year-old girl. And me and the artist J.F. Yeckerman decided that maybe that 14-year-old girl didn't want to get pregnant, and maybe didn't want to carry Jesus, and maybe she was put to this because she is a woman and she is therefore less of a man and therefore has no decision and choice. So we took it to a less religious stance, to a more modern interpretation, and the best modern interpretation for power play or non-consensual versus consensual is BDSM. So we found an image of a woman who was very keen, she was very happy to be bound. We took a picture of her, and the artist J.F. Yeckerman took a picture of her, turned her into a stencil, which is I think 5 or 6 layers, so it's a very detailed stencil. And we placed it upon a painting that has all of Mary's traditional colours. You've got your dark blues, your greens, your whites, every kind of colour you sort of associate with like I don't know, most people's idea of Mary comes from the nativity play, and you always have a little girl with like a little blue like dressing gown and a white headdress or something. So we went from the very traditional pure colours. And we took away any religious iconography. We did not want any flowers, we didn't want any crosses, we didn't want anything that looked like an angel, but light. So in the upper right hand corner there was just light shining down, just to sort of give the idea of an angel coming down. And yeah, it's probably my best piece, my most favourite piece. It's also in a book. Written by a guy called Mark Byford. The book is there. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Ask me a question. I don't mind. Yeah. Like the titles are poetic, but there's nothing to read into there unless you choose to. As in the last year or so I've started doing my poetry, and I never ever thought that I would get on a stage and write my poetry or say my poetry to a bunch of people. So I always wrote poems and then took them apart after I did a painting and sort of would stare at the painting hoping it would talk to me, and then I'd look at the words that I'd written and sort of see what would suit. But they're there purely for like just to sort of add another layer to things. They're also, most of them are found objects. The competition piece, the canvas was donated to me by someone. The blade pieces, they were found out of a skip. The broken skateboard was found on City Road in Winchester. The glass blocks were going to be thrown out by a guy. I bought them at Face Bay. And the skateboard used to be mine. And then I painted on it, and I thought, oh, it would be cool, I could put my artwork on the bottom of my skateboard and I'll ride my skateboard around, and then I didn't want to ride it anymore. So it's there. But yeah, various different mediums, always mixed media, but always with the same sort of result, colour, combinations of something that challenges different colours as well, colours that you might not think go together. I actually can force together.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I say, we've had you on stage for a while. That's the most I've ever heard you say on stage. So please, once more, the wonderful, wonderful RKP. Yes, as I say, there's artwork all around here. I'll say it because usually you say it, but if you do like the artwork, please think about taking it home with you, because what would it be? Sorry, RKP.
Buy my art, I'm hungry.
Dave Hubble.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
Somebody's lurking.
It's all good. Somebody's lurking. They can come past me. It's fine. Yeah, I don't normally do a curatorial chat at our openings, but this one's been particularly fine. And it kind of ties together some of the things other people have said. I love the alchemy of it. I'm a messer around with all manner of materials. I melt things. There is fire. There is heat. And as Ripper said, you know, like many people, I came across RKPs. That's too many letters. 3 times, thrice too many. At Fapaniatic, amongst other similar places, and was gobsmacked to find there had been not a great deal in the way of solo exhibition. Why not? I have the privilege to be able to do something about that, so I did. So yeah, I'm not going to say the art's been described, the art's been explained as far as you need to. I love the textures, I love the colour mix, I love the alchemy. We're a colourful building and it's got colourful art in it. RKP, boom. It's been a pleasure, frankly.
There we are. RKP boom! Boom, tickle, boom! Boom! Shake the sense of reality until there's something deeper and wonderful to be between! Yes, RKP! I love you! I love the art! And I feel like I've said enough. It's not about me, it's about RKP. So here to round off this wonderful bit of the stairs, we will invite, first of all I would like to invite Fliss up, who just has something to do and say. So please put your hands together for Fliss.
I'm really not going to hog any sort of limelight at all, but I just wanted to say that I'm so proud of you for all of this. You've worked so hard, and your work speaks for itself. But tell people about it, particularly for you. But yeah, you don't like flowers, so I'll bring some chocolates and just a little card. So I just wanted to say well done for all your hard work, and I love you very much.
It's a love brand, eh? So here to finish off this speaking bit, but please stick around, go from pillar to post and observe and absorb all the wonderful art which is here, because this is a person who lives and breathes art. So yeah, here to finish it off is some poems from the wonderful RKP. Yeah!
As you've kind of guessed, people have written poetry about my work or have been like inspired by what I've seen and have written something. This was written by a friend of mine who I went to sixth form with years ago, and it's a tile that doesn't exist anymore, that was stuck around the back of the cathedral in Winchester. This I cannot resolve. 1,000 snapshots of a moment missed. I blink again, but no paradigm focuses. They see right through my skin. Their eyes are pincers, judgment and disgust, and transfixed I cover mine. Through shaking fingers, I separate horrors from hearts, awaken the aftermath. They feel, I stand, and we begin. So that was written by someone called Emma Garrett. My name's RKP. I'm an artist, the messiest perfectionist, with paint so scrupulous, Sequential equations, you'll get bored. A crossbear canvas, the paint, my blood, it spreads and its thicker thoughts through. My lungs are speckled chemical sacs full of, I breathe out pigment. When I paint, I am. It's all I am. Ever known, brimming and overwhelming, look close, DNA painted, paint is under my nails, coloured flecks mixed with flesh, layers and layers and layers and layers, like my recipes and mixes, alchemist. So bright I create, temporarily killing, numbing surfaces, cracks, and colour theory tricks. What kind of art do you make?
Yeah!
As Ripper's pointed out, like I do graffiti. It is all illegal. None of it is funded or known by the council or any art council. But occasionally, when I get the balls to, I go out on my own with a paint bottle and I paint lampposts. And this is called Narratives I Dream Up When I'm Awake. You see a lamppost, I see a tap. From a vein to a reservoir of colour. It swells beneath, neon bright shades mix, vibrating with each pulse that the earth keeps. Paint bubbles and rises, creeping to the surface and dribbling down, a medium in its truest form. Bright hues and juxtaposition, a contrast to the grey, concrete existence of just blue skies and grey walls. The colour seeping. Thank you.
Yeah!
It means a lot. First solo exhibition. I hope I get more. I hope I can work towards more as well. And I really, really hope you enjoy the work. It's like 4 or 5 years in the making. So, yeah. Thank you.